All right, let's answer some questions. This week, you guys were wanting to know about a few things about me that you didn't know, and this is dumb. All right, so let's get to the question. Should we? Shall we? All right, so let's answer some questions today. Number one is, how tall am I? What size clothing do I wear? And how much do I weigh? I have no problem sharing all these things with you because we're friends and that's what girlfriends do. So here we go. I am 5'8" and a half. I'm gonna take that half because I am actually the shrimp of my family. My dad's like 6'3", my sisters are 6 foot and 5'10". My daughter's now taller than me. So yes, I am 5'8" and a half. I wear a size 10 shoe. I typically wear like a small on the top. I wear a size 27, 28, 27 on the jeans. In a dress, I'd probably be like a 4 or 6. I'm probably more of a solid 6, let's say. And then, what else did you ask me? Oh, I am my typical weight is about 140. Right now, I think I'm around like 142, maybe 143. I'm trying. And what else? I think that was it. You want to know how tall I was, how much did I weigh, and what were my clothing sizes? Did I tell you I have a size 10 foot? Okay, big foot. Those are my measurements. Lots of questions about my tattoo. And maybe you've never noticed it before, and then all of a sudden you'll catch a little glimpse of it and you're like, what does that say? So it actually says Steve's name here, and a guy named Joe Leonard out in California did it for me. We were actually on vacation. No, I was not drunk. I was not 18. I was actually about 36. I had already had 2 kids at the time. It's something that I had always wanted to get, and he's had my name on his arm for many, many years. So anyway, we went to this guy, Joe Leonard, and I did not know it, but apparently he's a very well-known tattoo artist. He even has like a coffee table book. And he asked me kind of what I was thinking. I said, well, I just simply want his name. So he wrote it out. So this is his handwriting, his art, if you will. It's not like he took what I wrote and put it on my arm, which in hindsight now I'm thinking I kind of would have been cool to have been my own handwriting, but I wasn't thinking at that point. I was just like nervous, probably I was about to get a tattoo. So it's the only tattoo I have. It says my husband's name. I love it. A funny thing about it is it's not very visible unless you kind of flip things, flip your arm around. But I remember the first morning I woke up with it, and we had come home off that trip, and I was like making pancakes for my kids, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's like fun on a Friday night when you got your leather jacket on, you're like going out with your husband, but then you're like making pancakes for your kids on a Sunday, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's like classy, trashy. But I do love it. I remember also when my mom saw it for the first time, she like took my watch and she kind of like put it back over it, not to cover up Steve's name. She loves Steve. We've been together forever. But she was just like, I can't believe you got a tattoo. I don't know if I ever thought I would get one, but they are they are addicting in a sense. I only have one, but I have actually recently thought about getting another one. So I will definitely take you along if I do, but I haven't thought of anything good yet to put on my body. So that is the tattoo story. A lot of you recently have been asking, do I still have my office? So you remember last summer, I was so excited. I was a big girl and things were really taking off here in this little business world for me. And I was trying to really balance life and work. I was trying to be respectful of my kids and my husband, and kind of just being able to remove myself from my home during the day, work on blog posts and different things that I was up to, and then come home at night and cook dinner and be with my family and just kind of disconnect. I'm still not very good at that. If anyone has any tips, I would love to have them. I try really, really hard, but I love what I do, and I love communicating with you guys. And sometimes I'll be honest, I get on that phone, I start scrolling and answering your DMs, and the next time I look over and I'm like, oh my gosh, my entire family is sitting around here. We're all like watching TV and mom's on her phone. And at home, I'm like, guys, there's only so much screen time and blah, 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 blah. So the office, that's what the office was for. So it's been going great. I had a couple employees, and I love these girls so much, and they just helped me tremendously. So it was like a nice place for them to go, and it was a place for us to get creative and put our minds together. It was close to home. But just recently, I made the decision. Someone was looking for an office space there, and they had asked me, you know, if you wanted to get out of your lease, you could. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? I wasn't spending as much time there as you might have noticed, and maybe that's why you've been asking. So I got my girl a really great computer, and she can do work from afar. We're always on the go. We're always filming fun videos for you guys like this and working on content and this, that, and the other. So I made the decision to give up the office. So if you noticed, a couple weeks ago, I was in my guest house trying to get things together over there, because that's kind of the space now we'll probably meet in when we need to. But I have some really exciting news coming up this fall, and it's going to put me on the road a little bit more, hint, hint. So I just thought that might have been an expense that I could save. So that's the story in the office. But I did love it. I love decorating it. If you're curious about what it looked like, I'll continue to keep it up on the home tour on my website. It's her office on there. It was just fun. It was neat. It was really a cool thing to say that I had an office. Like, I worked so hard to have a space like that, and now my office is just a little more on the go. So lucky enough for me, what I do can be done with a computer or my phone. So that is what happened with the office. But it was a great, great time. I'm very proud of myself for gotten that far and everything like that. But no more office. How did I know that Steve was the one? Well, when I was 14, I knew. No, seriously, we met in the 8th grade. I'm not going to go into the whole love story. If you want to read it, it's on my website. I think it's even it's on the most popular post at the very bottom. You can search love story. That's the title of it. It goes in the entire thing. You're going to learn a few things, like I was engaged once, not to him. How the time we broke up, how long we've been together, the whole I mean, you will love it. And then you're going to have to write me and let me know the part that you cried. There's a part in there, I guess I get everybody every time, but I just felt like I knew very early on, or I loved this guy, like, so much that I would keep every movie stub, if almost like to the point where, like, he chewed gum, I would, like, save it in a scrapbook. He teases me to this day, but I made a scrapbook in high school like you've never seen. I had every corsage, movie ticket, picture of us, newspaper clipping, you name it, but it was just always Steve and Landyn. And in the love story, you'll see how I really, really knew he was the one. So if you're curious about that, you might want to read the whole story. Someone sent in a question asking if I've ever been scared about putting myself out there. Like, I come across, I think, very confident, and like I got my act together and I can take on the world. And I like to think that I can, but I can't. I have moments of weakness like everybody else. As a matter of fact, I've wanted to quit this numerous times. Not so much as of late. I feel like as I've come into my 40s, I've come into my own. I know who I am. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I'm proud of my accomplishments. I'm working really hard. I'm seeing really wonderful things and opportunities come my way, so that gives you a little more gas in the tank to keep you going. But there are many, many times that I have sat right here in this bed crying after getting out of a shower. I remember one time I just kind of collapsed in my towel, and I was like, I can't do this. I just can't do this. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of people ask me about blogging and, like, how do you get going and how do you start a website and all that stuff. Guys, I have no clue. The one thing I can tell you is I'm very authentic. What you see here, if you meet me in person, is the same thing. So I think just being very true to yourself, knowing who you are. But I will say, if you're in your 20s and 30s, you're not quite there yet. My 30s were fantastic. My late 30s, especially hitting 40 that year, was a really big growth year for me. And I just really understand my strengths. I embrace my weaknesses. I just really am owning who I am. And I think being comfortable in your own skin allows you to get out in front of people and meet people at an event or go out to dinner by yourself, or, you know, I enjoy my alone time. As much as I am a people person, I enjoy investing time back in myself, and I'm working really hard this year, just because I hit a little bit of a rock bottom earlier, and you need to invest in yourself and learn yourself. And I'm still learning, and I'm probably going to learn more and more, because people tell me, oh my gosh, your 50s is when you're going to know it all. So I feel like I'm going to really enjoy these next 10 years and see what that means. But as far as putting myself out there, honestly, I can make friends in a Walmart parking lot. I just am a very outgoing, friendly, I love people. I really, truly love people. I love being around them. I love hearing their stories. I love listening to them. I love learning. So I think I just am really a people person. So maybe it's a personality thing. But